Summer is drawing upon us. It is hot here in South Mississippi. Well, when summer comes, you start seeing some of the harvest coming in. Sadly, we are now hearing reports that there will be some shortages on 10 items. 10 items that we're gonna see in shortage for the summer. And if not in shortage, you're gonna see the price heavily inflated when you go buy it at the grocery store. So we're gonna jump into a list of 10 things you should be stockpiling now because it will be in higher demand in the summer and it will cost you more or it will be less of it. This is gonna be a good video. These are a lot of things that you use day in and day out, and you need to make a grocery run as soon as we're done with this video. This video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. It is a hot day here in South Mississippi. I'm glad to start seeing some warm weather. We've just got this new paddock put in for the sheep. You see the sheep are over here in these woods, so they get the civu pasture. So they are enjoying the shade because it is a warm day here in South Mississippi. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a good video today because it helps us open our eyes to some things that we need to be purchasing, growing, or buying, and making sure that we are covering ourselves just in case. What are some good ads that you can add to your prepper's pantry and making sure that you can have everything you need as you go through the summer months, because we're going to see stuff in high demand, short in supply, and costing more. So number one is coffee. Now, coffee is something that just about, I'd say if you're a normal American, you're drinking coffee every morning and maybe every evening too. I enjoy it. It's something that I enjoy, but also as a caffeine boost. It helps you kind of start your day. It's relaxing to me. So coffee's in shortage because of the rains that a lot of these areas, especially in the warmer climates, have gotten. So it's made the harvest be lower. So what it's gonna do, you will still see coffee on the shelf because there's tons of coffee growers across the world, but you're gonna see a shortage of the kinds that you may like the most, and also you're going to see the price inflate. They said prices could go up 20 to 30% by summer. So think about that as you're buying coffee. Instead of buying just the little pack for 11 or 12 bucks, go and buy the big pack or either buy 2 or 3 extra packs to put in your pantry. This will be something that, of course, you know is a staple around most homes, but it will go up and will cost you more, especially as you get closer to the summer, because by then you'll know the numbers and you'll see the shortages that will be worldwide. So stock up on some coffee because everybody enjoys a good cup of coffee. By the way, if you're looking for a good coffee, check out Hollow Point Coffee. They're affiliated with us. A link below. You have a 10% discount by using the code THEMAX. So check out Hollow Point below. Number 2 is honey. Now, honey is in short supply because the bee population is in short supply. Now, this is a very scary thing because when bees are in short supply, that means the growing and the harvest and all these things that are needing pollination, your pollinators are going down in population. Is a very, very bad sign. That goes back to the GMO crops. That goes back to all these manipulated, mutated things dealing with our foods. But I digress. We are losing our bee population, so therefore our honey flow is down. Now, we provide our own honey, but what we have seen is honey, when you buy it from the store or you buy it from a local provider, the glassware that they're putting it in, the plastic that they're putting it in, the way they filter, the labor, all that plays into it as well. But because the bees are not as populated as they usually are, especially this time of year, that honey is being brought in a little bit slower than normal. I know in our personal hives, because it's been cooler here, we've had a lot of rain, it's actually slowed our flow in. Now, the good thing is we don't have anything that's probably manipulating our bees too much, but bees fly up to 5 miles, so it can still be manipulated around different areas. So when we talk about our apiaries, bees are important to everything growing, but right now, honey's in short supply and you will pay a lot more for it as it comes around. I've done a whole video on honey and the importance of it. It's a forever food, especially in anyone's pantry. We try to harvest at least 20 to 25 gallons a year just for our family. So it's important to have and stockpile a main sugar source. Good for your metabolism, good for your body, good for tinctures, all around great thing to have. It's in short supply, so make sure you are stocking up on honey. Number 3 is almost like honey. It's another sweetener. It's sugar. The sugar harvest that is coming in across the world is showing way down. There was one study that showed that it was 10 to 15% under what they estimated, which was going to be lower than last year's expectations. Again, they said it was blamed on a lot of weather and a lot of rains, so sugar is going to be in short supply. One thing we need to realize about sugar, try to find the rawest, more pure sugar. I would challenge you to always stay towards your honey, like we talked about before. But when we talk about buying sugar, make sure you're buying it unrefined, make sure it's good quality sugar. But this is one of those things that you can put in a Mylar bag, in 5-gallon buckets, and put it up, and it will be there for a long time in your pantry. Stockpile it. Sugar is not expensive. We talked about this in a video when we talked about Costco. We talked about sugar a lot in stockpiling videos. Now they're saying for 2023, especially in the summer, it will be in shortage. Start buying it now because it will go up. Right now, sugar is still pretty reasonable in price, but it's time to start buying it, putting it up, because your investment in that will save you money in the long run. Number 4 is a big one too. It is fruit or fruit flavored, real fruit flavored items. So when you think organically and natural, a lot of the stuff, like if you have candy, if your kids are buying organic candy, or you're making something with strawberries or pineapple, you're gonna see the price inflated on fresh produce because it's went up. But that's not what I'm talking about here. Yes, fruit is expensive. Fruit has went up actually by about 20% year over year for the last 2 years. That means that was a good investment if you bought it a long time ago and freeze-dried it, by the way. But anyways, beside the point. Things that we flavor our foods with, things that have the strawberry flavor, things that have the cherry flavor, grape flavor, and so forth, especially in an organic and natural sense, when you buy those are really flavored with natural flavorings from fruit. Well, they're saying by summer, a lot of those fruity, enjoyable snacks, a lot of those popsicles, a lot of those things that your children probably enjoy, the healthier versions will be in short supply. They will be up in price extremely because produce is up, because there's a shortage in the produce of fruit. That kind of goes back to the bees, that goes back to the weather. But here's the kicker. Guess what's not in shortage is all the modified and artificial flavored snacks. So keep your kids away from that. Don't just go buy that because it's economic, and don't go buy that because it has all the dyes and all the flavorings to it. It's not natural flavorings. So make sure that if you're purchasing those snacks, go and pile a lot up. Buy dehydrated or freeze-dried snacks. They're great. If you're buying fruit, find out ways to preserve it and put it up for longevity, because it will be in shortage. But do not settle for the fake modified artificial flavored items. We're actually seeing more of that because the fruit flavored is costing more. A lot of these bigger businesses and bigger ag companies and all these snack companies are finding cheaper ways to manipulate your food. Don't buy the artificial flavor, buy natural flavor, but you will pay more for it, especially as it comes closer to summer. Number 5 is bread. Any bread product. Because of the grain shortages, because of the Ukrainian war and the shipping and the supply chain issues, there's a lot of competition across the world for grain. Well, because of that competition with grain and because of the supply chain issues, bread will be in shortage. Now, one thing I read that like hamburger buns, hot dog buns, a lot of those things you will see $1 or $2 more pricing on all those items. So say you're getting ready to do a summer cookout, you will be paying more for those things. So you may not see a shortage in your area. I know I've not seen a shortage in bread in my area, but I do recognize the fact that the prices are going up. $3 or $4 per loaf, and it went up $1. That means you're paying 25 to 30% more for that item. That's expensive. Think about everything that you buy at the grocery costing 20 to 30 to 40% more. That is going to be bad, and not only that, it's going to make a shortage of your money. So when we talk about not having shortages, okay, good that you're not seeing that in your local Walmart or grocery. But if you're not seeing shortage, that means you're seeing inflated prices, which is just about the same. Bad. Number 6 makes my wife mad. It's chocolate. Just like the coffee, chocolate that is harvested all over the world, they're seeing low numbers of production. So when we see low productions across the world and then going through the supply chain issues and everybody's fighting for what is grown in the production, we're going to see a shortage. Now, I'm not the biggest chocolate eater. However, my wife absolutely loves chocolate. But if you're purchasing chocolate, you're going to see the price inflate. Now, chocolate is not one of those things I'd say put up in the pantry and it lasts forever. I really don't know, because it's not something that I personally buy a lot of. But if you are purchasing or knowing something's coming up, you will be paying more for chocolate because it will be in high demand and short supply, which will make the price go up. So be looking for your chocolate bars when you're making s'mores, or you're making the chocolate pie, or you just want a good chocolate bar. It's going to cost you more this year. Number 7 is oil. Now, this is one of those things that we don't buy a lot of oil here because we have a lot of our natural fats off the farm. But when it comes to oil, we don't realize how much oil is in everything we eat. Now I know people make fun of the way I say oil. I don't know if I'm supposed to say oil. I'm sorry, so make fun of it, that's okay. But no, it will be in shortage. There was a report that said palm oil is in tons of things, vegetable oils, which again, both of those things, I would challenge you to get better quality oils, but palm oil and vegetable oil, canola oil, all those oils are in a lot of the things that you're eating. So not only is it gonna cost you more to cook with those things, which again, I challenge you to buy better quality oils, it's a base ingredient for a lot of things that is made. So realize oil is going up in price and it's gonna be a shortage of it. So what can you do? You can buy oil and put it up. Now I would challenge you to look at canned options with oil. I challenge you to look at unrefined oil. I like extra virgin olive oil, but I like coconut oil. I like fats, like true duck fats, things like that. Find the ones that last the longest and put them on the shelf. Now, one thing about oil, it's gonna be a rotation on the items. But if you stockpile, you know, 5 or 10 gallons of oil, or you need more or less depending on your family size, you rotate that, you're gonna save money because you're buying in bulk, and also you're gonna save money because that is gonna inflate. They said it could go up 10 to 15% over the summer. You know, everything goes up in the summer. One thing we hadn't talked about is gas prices and things like that. It will go up in the summer, which would make freight go up. We'll drive most of all our groceries up anyways. But the things that we're talking about today are already going to be in shortage and already have established that they're going to cost you more this year. So buy some oil, put some up, and make sure that you have it in your pantry. Make a good rotation of it, but man, it's good to have some oil put up. All right, number 8, 9, and 10 go together. And when I say this, you'll understand what I'm saying. Cattle are in shortage right now. We're seeing mass populations die in some form or fashion across the Midwest. We've seen that, we saw the stories of that. We also saw dairy farms shutting down because they could not afford to go through the last few years. Supply chain issues and also the low demand on true milk because of all this fake processed warehouse milk. Again, I'm a milker and we have cows, so I don't like almond milk. You can't milk an almond. Don't give me all that. No soy milk, that's garbage, by the way. I digress. But milk is in short supply. Cows are in short supply. Beef is in short supply. Number 8 would be beef. Beef is in short supply, and your hamburger meat, your steaks, your brisket or roast or whatever part of the cow you're buying, it's costing you a whole lot more. So ways to save. Maybe buy a whole side and you can start breaking it down and learning how to cut your own roast, learning how to cut your whole ribeyes or your sirloins, or grind your own meat up. It would save you money. Or buy a cow from a local farm and take it to be processed at the local butcher. That will save you money. So beef is going up. I've mentioned this so many times. You can put beef up for years. You know why? Because you can learn how to can it. You can freeze it, of course. We freeze all our steaks, but when we talk about beef stew, when we talk about ground options, all those we can. Canning meat is, oh man, it's a game changer because it lasts longer and you put it on the shelf. You don't need refrigeration, you don't need the grid. Boom, you're done. Put up beef. Buy as much beef as you can now, stockpile it. Now you can supplement it with other things. You used to could supplement it with chicken, ground turkey, or ground pork. Well, those things have cost more too. So the war on meat is real and it's costing you more at the store, and you're gonna see a major supply chain issue because there's not gonna be much of it. It takes anywhere from a year to 2 years to grow up an animal big enough to process when it comes to a beef steer. Not only that, the cows have a longer gestation, which slows the population down, so it's hard to recover a loss of beef within a year. It usually takes about 2 to 4 years to replace maybe some beef population that you've lost. So you will see a beef shortage really for the next few years. So because of that, you're gonna see the other shortages. 9 and 10 is dairy and is butter. So milk is in short supply because you've seen the demand go down for a long time. And the dairy farmers are not able to be paid what they're supposed to be paid for their milk. I know the ones around here, there's not one dairy left out of about 30 or 40 from my age. Even being best friends with the son of a guy who owns one, we go in there and milk all the time. All those have shut down around me. South Mississippi was a pretty big dairy hub at one time, but it's gone because the supply went down because all this fake milk that has been produced. The worst thing was when we were able to call that milk. We should have called that a white substitute. That would have helped push the name away from true milk. Because milk is in shortage and because the price is going up. For instance, Costco, if you're buying organic milk, you're gonna be paying $12 for a gallon and a half at Costco. That's a lot of money. Now again, we have milk here, so that's not a big issue, but I've learned to powder it. I've learned to can milk. I've learned to use it in every facet, including butter, which is number 10. It's in short supply because of the milk issue. So any byproduct or any product made from milk is going to be in short supply, or it's going to cost you more. Things like margarine, oils, like we talked about, all those things are in shortage. So now you're seeing more hydrogenated versions of butter. Now you're seeing butter substitutes. Don't be dragged into fake food. Buy good quality food, but learn to make your own butter. Have you thought about finding a local homesteader, somebody like me that can sell you milk or could give you milk, and you could learn to process your own butter? It's very, very easy. So anything like butter, cheeses, yogurts, all those things actually will go up because they're dairy byproducts. So butter is a big deal. We've learned to can butter. Misty has been awesome when it comes to canning dairy and canning meat. So 8, 9, and 10, you can learn to can them. You can learn to put them up, and you can learn to have them for long-term storage when it comes to your prepper's pantry. Saving money, covering yourself in the shortage, and not seeing the price inflated. Those are good reasons to stockpile these 10 things. Wrapping this video up, if you notice, all healthy foods and things that sometimes are better for you are the things that you see majority in shortage. So you're gonna see more GMO versions, you're gonna see more unconventional ways, more refined, more manipulation of the things that you're having to buy. Like for instance, the artificial flavored things, because the fruit is in shortage. Fake milk or the substitute of milk or a milk derivative. Look on the back and you'll see if it's real milk or if it's a milk derivative or if it's been bioengineered. All that matters. That trash that you're buying is not good. So don't buy the cheapest option. Look for the real foods, but understand that if they're in shortage, you're gonna see manipulation of food, or you're gonna see the price raise in food, or you're not gonna see it. So high in demand, low in supply, costs more. This is the reason that we do prep. This is the reason that we put stuff up in the pantry. This 10 items are things that you should be buying right now and trying to put up as much as you can in bulk. Know that shortages are a big deal. Coffee, chocolate, fruit snacks, that might not affect you, but if you have children, it might. Milk, it doesn't affect me because I have a milk cow, but it may affect you. So use this list to say, you know what, I need to pick up a few things because I didn't realize oil was going to be in shortage or it's going to cost more. I didn't realize that butter is in shortage or it's going to cost more. So we try to gain wisdom to see what we need as we get close to summer. Let's try to save some money. Let's buy things, put it in our prepper's pantry. We don't realize the rate of return on that. Real quick, what investment could you have invested in last year that's worth more this year? You can't say your retirements or stocks. Gold has held its own, no doubt. Cash has went down, but food has went up crazy in pricing. So the rate of return on food that you had last year that's still in your pantry or you're eating on this year, you've saved year over year about 5 to 10% just in inflation and the food prices going up. There's no other retirement or rate of return on your money more than buying food. Buy food now, stockpile these 10 items, make sure you have a lot of it, because when summer comes, it's gonna cost more because it's gonna be in shortage. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless. Happy homesteading.